San Francisco, 1968, a city of love now gripped by fear. A killer stalked the night, young lovers, his targets. The Zodiac Killer was here, his weapon often a gun, sometimes a knife. The Bay Area trembled. Whispers of the Zodiac filled every corner. No one was safe. The killer was always watching, always waiting. December 20th, 1968. It was a cold, quiet night in the small suburban town. The streets were empty, and the air was filled with an eerie silence that seemed to foretell the horror that was about to unfold. David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, a young couple in love, they were high school sweethearts, enjoying a peaceful evening together, unaware of the danger lurking in the shadows. Their evening ended in a nightmare. A shadowy figure approached their car, and the sense of dread was palpable. The couple's fear was reflected in their eyes as they realized they were not alone. David and Betty, the Zodiac's first victims. Their lifeless bodies were discovered by the police, who were left to piece together the gruesome scene. The killer's pattern emerged. He targeted young couples in secluded areas, striking when they were most vulnerable. The police were left to piece together the clues, trying to anticipate his next move. Young couples, isolated locations, brutal attacks. The Zodiac's modus operandi was clear, and the community was paralyzed with fear. People avoided secluded areas, and the once peaceful town was now a place of dread. Each murder fueled the growing panic. The media coverage was relentless, and the headlines screamed of the latest atrocities. The public's fear was palpable, and the Zodiac seemed to revel in the chaos he had created. The Zodiac was toying with the police, leaving clues, sending letters. He taunted them with cryptic messages, challenging them to catch him. The detectives worked tirelessly, analyzing every piece of evidence, but the killer remained elusive, always one step ahead. The Zodiac, a showman of terror. He craved attention, recognition, his weapon of choice, not just bullets and knives, but fear itself. Letters filled with ciphers and riddles arrived at newspapers. The killer's twisted game had begun. He taunted police, threatened more violence. The ciphers, complex and cryptic, baffled experts. Each letter a window into the mind of a madman. Were they boasts, confessions, or just games? The hunt for the Zodiac consumed law enforcement. The case, a puzzle with countless pieces. Suspects emerged, some promising, others dead ends.
Arthur Lee Allen, a prime suspect. His handwriting resembled the Zodiac's. He owned a watch with the Zodiac symbol, yet concrete evidence remained elusive. Ross Sullivan, another name on the list, a possible connection to one of the victims. But like Allen, no definitive proof linked him to the crimes.
Years passed, leads ran cold. The Zodiac's reign of terror ended as abruptly as it began. Amateur sleuths and armchair detectives captivated by the case. The Zodiac Killer, a morbid celebrity. The Zodiac Killer, a phantom who vanished into the annals of criminal history. What if the Zodiac Killer wasn't just a ghost of the past? What if he was out there somewhere, watching, waiting? The thought sends chills down your spine. It makes you question every shadow, every stranger you pass on the street. Could he be living a normal life, his dark secret buried deep, or is he still out there, plotting his next move? In the shadow of the Zodiac Killer's story is a chilling reminder that evil can lurk anywhere. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the Zodiac Killer terrorized Northern California, leaving a trail of fear and confusion in his wake. His cryptic letters and ciphers sent to the press only deepened the mystery, taunting law enforcement and the public alike. It can strike without warning, leaving behind a trail of pain and unanswered questions. Each crime scene was meticulously planned, each victim chosen seemingly at random, making it nearly impossible to predict his next move. The Zodiac's ability to evade capture only added to his terrifying legend. The case, though cold, continues to captivate our imaginations. Decades have passed, yet the Zodiac Killer remains an enigma. Amateur sleuths and professional detectives alike pore over old evidence, hoping to find that one clue that could finally unmask the killer. Books, movies, and documentaries keep the story alive, each offering new theories and insights. It fuels our fascination with the macabre and our desire to understand the darkness within humanity. What drives a person to commit such heinous acts? Is it a twisted sense of power, a need for recognition, or something even more sinister? The Zodiac Killer forces us to confront these uncomfortable questions. As long as the Zodiac's identity remains a mystery, his shadow will continue to loom large. The fear he instilled in the hearts of many has not faded with time. Instead, it has become a part of our cultural fabric, a ghost story that refuses to be forgotten.